So here we are, another 5-minute discussion with, and I am delighted to be with a fellow DISC practitioner, Joe. Joe. You know, now we were having a discussion because we're both on a program together about extroverts and introverts, and we always talk about it in the workplace, don't we? And how we are when we're with people, but in this current environment, everyone's online on video. So how does it affect the introverts like yourself when you've got extroverts like me who just want to constantly be talking?
One of the techniques I talk about is the importance of using placeholders. So kind of letting people know that you have something to say. So if you're asked a question, rather than coming up straight with the answer, because introverts need to think their answers through, a little placeholder that says, now that's a great question, and I've got a few thoughts on that. So there's this kind of preamble that's giving them valuable thinking time before actually they get to answer their question. But what we have to do is kind of get in there, because we're unlikely to be heard unless we do that.
So I guess then really it's the host needs to set boundaries before a meeting starts, because if you've got, it's fine where there's two of us, and even here I am very aware of myself, but others that aren't will just jump in constantly.
Yeah, and that's where we need to really jump back. So our natural predisposition is to literally kind of sit back when somebody else has jumped in. So it's actually about saying, let me just finish that point, or I just want to come back to that, rather than just going, what's the point? So some of the work I do around introversion is stopping people hiding inside their introversion. Because too many introverts, so the S's and the C's, too many of us would be prepared to say, I can't do that because I'm an introvert. That's tosh. But what we do need to do is do it with authenticity, do it with integrity, so we're not pretending, because it's the pretending piece that's had most of us get completely burnt out and knackered over time.
Okay. But interesting about body language, because we see that on video, and you just said that introverts will probably sit further back on the screen, won't you? Whereas the extroverts, look at me, big face. but the whole body language is the same, isn't it?
It is.
And
it is, absolutely.
If you don't know your team, actually as the host, have a look around on that celebrity squares, and can you notice those that are sitting back, you need to bring them forward into your meetings.
And one of the things that introverts typically hate is that creeping death of introductions. So one of the things that I suggest for you know exactly what I mean, don't you?
I've never heard it called that.
And so one of the things that I encourage introverts to do when they have to introduce themselves is actually say, one of the things you'll notice about me is that I listen more than I speak. So you can rely on me to do a good summary, but also you'll need to make space for me because I won't always jump in. So we need to introduce ourselves with a bit of that, rather than just saying, hi, my name's Joe and I'm in the wrong meeting, kind of thing.
No, and again, you're right. You can tell when you've got your introverts in the room, you say, right, well, who wants to start? And all the introverts are bang in there. Well, the one thing I have learned so much about myself is that introverts are very aware of extroverts. Extroverts have no idea about introverts. They'll just say, why are they so quiet?
And that's the constant complaint from introverts, is they get fed up being told by people, God, you're so quiet. Is there something wrong? And being called moody, stuck up, sulking, all sorts of things have been leveled at me, because what happens is I speak when I have something of value to add. So I won't speak to fill airtime. I'm very comfortable with silence. And if I think I'm not going to add any value, I probably won't speak up. But then there's a danger that what you're missing is my genius idea because there wasn't space in the conversation.
Oh, that's amazing. And I think really to sum that up, then top tips is give space, because the introverts give value. Us extroverts need to slow and need to breathe.
Spot on. I love it. Love it.
It's a two-way street.
It is.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're coming into April, which is Celebrate Diversity Month. And that means that the extroverts understand and value us, and the introverts understand and value extroversion. So, you know, we need the whole blend.
We do. We do. Oh, it's been brilliant to talk to you. Thank you. I'm
You're
going to
very welcome.
click the stop now. We'll carry on talking.